Want to start off by giving all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rakakwadash. Wanted to bring out a quick lesson. I just saw this video come out by, I think his name is Elder Manatazak Bah from GMS South Carolina. And he brought my attention to this article that came out on October 30, which says we must lock up conspiracy theorists. The title of this lesson is going to be, if you're watching this video, you are on a list. And like we've said many times before, this Hebrew Israelite ministry is not something you watch for entertainment, because they already got you in their database. All those who watch these lessons, they got you in their database. You understand? And you are on a list. So we're going to get a little bit further on into this article, but the main part I want to focus on is that the World Economic Forum is trying to make it so that reading fake news is a hate crime. It didn't say bringing out lessons that are contrary to the mainstream media is a hate crime, It says reading such fake news, as they call it, is a hate crime. So that's why the title of this lesson is, if you are watching this, you are on a list. So the article says we must lock up conspiracy theorists. The World Health Organization, or WHO, has urged governments to declare a global disinformation emergency and begin locking up people who spread non-mainstream opinions online. So what's more non-mainstream than the truth of the Bible, right? Pursuant to the prophets. What's more non-mainstream than the destruction of Mystery Babylon or America, right? And Yahweh Shai coming to restore the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians to their rightful place as rulers on this earth. What's more non-mainstream than that? The famine of the word is fastly approaching, brothers and sisters. And if you ain't taking this word seriously at this point, it might be already too late for you. You see? It says over 200 health journals funded by the WHO called on the United Nations global health body to declare martial law worldwide due to the ongoing threat of alternative news. They also urged governments to impose strict new lockdowns due to the ongoing threat of so-called global boiling. They say they want to declare the climate and nature crisis as a global health emergency. Meanwhile, they dropping bombs ad nauseum all over the planet, right? But that's not contributing to so-called global warming. Oh no. Their huge aircraft and their military industrial complex, that's not contributing to global warming, right? And we could get into all kinds of precepts like we usually do, like Amos 8:11, which talk about the famine of the word, where the Lord is who's going to take back his word. You see? This is Amos 5:13. Therefore the prudent shall keep silent in that time, for it is an evil time. You see, so when SHTF is on the scene, everyone is going to know that the Lord is sore displeased with this planet. And then you're going to want to be hearing these messages, but they're not going to be available for you. Isaiah 55:6 says, seek ye the Lord while he may be found. There is such a thing as too late. All of you play it safe Israelites and you spectator Israelites, you're already on a list because they got your whole web search history, and everything that you did online is documented in a database. So while you thought you were watching the Israelites for kicks, you still on the same list that the men of the Lord are on. Right? Remember that Luke 12:48 says that to whom much is given, much is required. So since you were given much in terms of this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding being made available to you, you're going to be held to account for that knowledge now because they got you on a list. So you might as well have been hot for this truth. You check it out. Revelation 3 and 15 talk about our Father preferring us to either be hot or cold, not warm. Because when you're warm and you're neither hot nor cold, you can provide a stumbling block for those who look at you and say that, oh, you're wishy-washy. But if you're cold, then, you don't really stand for anything. Right? So you're not really a stumbling block per se. But when you're hot, that means the Lord is working with you and you're on fire for this truth. Revelation 3 and 10 says, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. So when this hour of temptation comes and we have to face persecution, the Lord is only going to be with those who kept the word of his patience. In other words, if you haven't been standing up for the Most High, like you talk about in Matthew 10:33, and you have been wishy-washy and denying the Son in front of men, the Lord is not going to be with you during this hour of temptation. So you're going to go ahead and take the mark of the beast, man. Like you talk about in Revelation 7, the angels are holding back the winds of war and famine and destruction. And once those winds are released, and indeed we already start to see that they're being released, right, with all the nations being gathered in the valley of Jehoshaphat, or the Kidron Valley in Jerusalem and over there in Palestine, you see all nations gathering over there, right? That's prophesied in the Bible. Okay? And when that war really breaks off, if you haven't made your calling and election sure, pursuant to 2 Peter 1 and 10, the Lord is not going to be with you in that evil time. Now, how are you going to stand when you ain't did nothing for the Lord? Anyway, to get back to this article, right? Soon from now, they're going to be banning all so-called conspiracies, right? Theories from online platforms. And if you have already been reading them, looking at them, commenting on these lessons and videos, especially you mockers and fakers out there, you on the list too. Everybody who been watching lessons from all the different camps and so on and so forth, you are on a list. So we just blowing the trumpet, man, because we indeed living in some evil, evil times. This is Amos 8:11. Maybe start with verse 10. And I will turn your feasts into mourning and all your songs into lamentation. That's why you see us not in the festive spirit, not in a party spirit like most of our people. People always want to know, well, why you not running the same excess of riot and having fun like everybody else. Because we've been begging the Lord to have mercy on us before shit hit the fan. You see? It says, and I will bring up sackcloth upon all loins and baldness upon every head. And I will make it as the mourning of an only son, and the end thereof as a bitter day. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord power, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of the Lord. That's what's getting ready to come on the scene. Like in that movie with Denzel Washington, The Book of Eli, right? And they shall wander from sea to sea, and from the north even to the east. They shall run to and fro to seek the word of the Lord, and shall not find it. You check it out? When all hell break loose, everyone is going to know that the Most High is displeased with this earth. And then you're going to want to hear the truth, right? Maybe we close off with Proverbs chapter 1. And we always get this precept. It says, how long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity, and the scorners delight in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge? Verse 23, turn you at my reproof. Behold, I will pour out my spirit unto you. I will make my words known unto you. Because I have called and ye refused, I have stretched out my hand and no man regarded. But ye have set at naught all my counsel, and would none of my reproof. I also will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear cometh. When your fear cometh as desolation, and your destruction cometh as a whirlwind, when distress and anguish cometh upon you, then shall they call upon me, but I will not answer. They shall seek me early, but they shall not find me, for that they hated knowledge, and did not choose the fear of the Lord. Therefore shall they eat of the fruit of their own way, and be filled with their own devices. For the turning away of the simple shall slay them, and the prosperity of fools shall destroy them. You see, so the Lord is calling. The Lord been calling, but you refused. The Lord sent his men out to talk to you, to warn you, right? You don't want to hear it. You think they're crazy. You think they're, out of their mind. Right? So the Lord say, when your fear cometh, when you see all this shit happening on this planet, he gonna laugh at your calamity. He not gonna hear you. And just FYI, right? For all the folks who I've reached out to and prayed for, right? And tried to share this glorious gospel with you, and you refuse my counsel also, right? Don't come to me in those times either, man. Don't show up at my gate. Do not call me on the telephone. Do not try to contact me, right? Because the Lord is going to seal up my lips. Let's get that in Amos 5:13 again. It says, therefore the prudent shall keep silence in that time, for it is an evil time. Seek good and not evil, that ye may live. And so the Lord, the power of hosts, shall be with you. So, with that, we want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rakakwadash. And we say Shalom.